Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jacob Toronto, and today we're going to be talking about some news that has leaked out of San Diego Comic-Con. And one thing I just could not ignore, I had to address it, and that is that Wesley Snipes said that he's met with Marvel to talk about reprising his role as Blade. If you guys don't remember, it's been a while. In the early 90s, Wesley Snipes took on the character of Blade, half vampire, half daywalker, as they would call it. You know, a vampire hunter, essentially. In what is considered one of the earliest comic book movies, adaptations of recent times. I mean, there's been other adaptations you could kind of find, obviously Superman and things like that, but Blade was kind of this new edge movie, and one of the more successful adaptations of a comic book before the whole craze hit. I'm a fan of the Blade franchise. Well, 1 and 2. I really dislike 3. There are some things I like about it, like Triple H, which is great fun, but I wasn't a fan of Ryan Reynolds, especially when he was that early in his career. He was just not good in that movie at all. But nonetheless, Wesley Snipes was recently incarcerated. And while that happened, the rights to Blade, which was actually owned by New Line Cinema, who produced, obviously, or made Blade 1, 2, and 3, those rights actually were given back to Marvel, who's actually not mentioned or done anything with the character as of yet. And with reboots, if you will, of Daredevil and the upcoming Punisher movie, there are 2 characters people are asking about. What are you going to do with Marvel? Ghost Rider, which no explanation needed, even though I love Nick Cage, and Blade. Now, let me back up a little bit. While promoting his new show, The Player, Wesley Snipes was at Comic-Con, and Deadline asked him this question about Blade 4. And here's what he had to say. The project is controlled by Marvel, and we did have a really productive and wonderful meeting, and we discussed a number of things. I don't know where it's on their schedule at this point. That hasn't been decided. I guess it's still up in the air. Okay, so he's worried about, promoting The Player. He probably doesn't want to talk about this too much. He knows it's going to be huge news, even though we're already talking about it anyway. I think bringing back Wesley Snipes to play Blade would be awesome. Because some questions are like, well, do you reboot it? Do you take it on a different route? Well, we've kind of seen that already happen with that Blade television show that I'm pretty sure failed. I don't know because I have no recollection of it except for being like, why are they making a Blade television show? I think it'd be really fun. However, obviously Wesley Snipes has aged. I don't know exactly how he'd go about that role, but I think it'd be really fun. Yet, I just don't know if it's exactly what Marvel's going to want to do. Personally, I don't think it's going to happen because Marvel, it depends on, I think that it kind of really depends on Deadpool, surprisingly, because how well that rated R superhero movie kind of comes along is how I'll take how Blade will come along. Because Marvel obviously has a much lighter stance when it comes to superhero movies. So for them to do a Blade movie, which is literally a man slicing the heads off vampires, and if you watch the first ones, they're very, very gory. They're very, very sexually oriented. When you go check them out, they're great movies. 1 and 2 are awesome. It's just probably not the thing Marvel currently is going for. However, they do know there are a lot of Blade fanatics out there. There are people who love this franchise and want to see it returned. So I'm sure they're thinking of something, just not sure what. Because, it was even in the conversation that he might not be playing Blade. They talked about a lot of different things, a lot of different projects. So I don't know where they're going to put Wesley Snipes or if they're going to put him anywhere. Either way, I think I'm really interested by this news. I think it's awesome. I want to know what you guys have to say. Do you think Wesley Snipes should reprise his role as Blade, and do you think Marvel will do this movie? Let me know down here in the comment sections below if you want a Blade 4. Either way, let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. I'm interested. Guys, also make sure to check out all the other videos I've done today about what's going on at San Diego Comic-Con and, movie news in general. Today I've been talking about Hunger Games the Hunger Games panel at Comic-Con. I've talked about the Batman standalone film. I'm doing my Throwback Thursday review. Tomorrow I'm reviewing The Gallows and Minions. So make sure to hit subscribe so that way you never miss any of my videos. Because I'm constantly uploading. If you want to read more about this quote from Deadline, head over to ChasingCinema.com, hit the news button. And once you do that, just scroll down. You'll be able to find this video. Click the link below. It'll automatically take you to the full interview. You could read more about what he said to Deadline and things like that. But I gave you guys the gist. Give me a thumbs up. Show your support. Show that you appreciate what I did here today. Makes me feel good. I'm glad to know that you guys are liking it. But guys, thank you so much for taking time into your day to watch this video. My name is Jacob Toronto, and please continue chasing cinema.